Google has been teasing the future of its search engine for some time, but this week with the release of Gemini 2.0, it gave us a glimpse into some of the features it's building into its search engine in 2025. So let's have a play with them and think about what this is going to mean for web, for marketers, and of course for users. Now you'll be familiar with the AI overviews which Google has been putting at the top of its search results, and it's now rolled this functionality out to over 1 billion users. For example, this search giving us the answer it comes up at the top of the search results, pushing down this featured snippet from this website. So this is already likely to have a big impact on website traffic. But Google wants to make AI overviews better and more useful. Liz Reed, Google's VP of Search, in May 2024 talked about letting Google do your searching for you and something called multi-step reasoning. Google didn't release this, they just demoed it. But in the demos, they showed how Google could break up your search query into different components, run these as background searches, and then summarize the answer. Currently, Google sucks at this type of thing. For example, here's a compound search where I've kind of got two questions attached to each other. So I've given some symptoms, what do you think this could be? And then there's another question, how can I cope with this? Now, because Google in its current format is just basically looking for text on websites that matches this query, and there's no content on the internet about this exact query, it's given me an answer which is the first half of my question, but it doesn't reference the second half of my question at all. This is where multi-step reasoning is required. Of course, if you've used Perplexity, which is an AI search tool that does use multi-step reasoning, you'll know that it can give much better answers. If I ask exactly the same question, you'll see Perplexity breaks this search up into two parts, and then it runs background searches for each of these. Then it summarizes all of the answers it gets and gives me a great response to my query. It suggests a diagnosis, it gives me some relief strategies, and then it gives me some personalized tips given that I'm going to be recording this video. So we've been waiting for Google to showcase its capabilities in this area, and they just did. With Gemini 2.0, Google is showcasing its multi-step reasoning capabilities, and the CEO Sundar Pichai said that they're going to be bringing these capabilities to AI overviews early next year, so that's early 2025. Now there's actually two models that are interesting to us. Gemini 2.0 in the Flash experimental phase is their newest model, okay? This is the one that's supposed to be able to cope with multi-step reasoning, so we're gonna demo this in just a second. They've also released Gemini 1.5 Pro, which is their existing model, but they've given it some deep research capabilities, and this allows it to read loads of websites and then summarize the answer. So both of these models give us a hint at where Google is taking AI overviews in the new year. The search I'm going to be using is fairly complex, as you'll see. I'm looking to acquire a solar business in the south of England that has more than 2 million in revenue and has exceptional reviews. Preferably their digital marketing will be poor, as this is one area I'm looking to improve as a value add. I'd like your help researching potential targets, please. A really complex query that I'm sure you can appreciate. Current Google just wouldn't know where to start with this. So let's see how these new models compare. We're going to start with Gemini 2.0 Flash. So this is the newest one with the reasoning capabilities built in. Now, it doesn't get off to a great start. It says, as a large language model, I'm not able to directly access private financial data. It's not able to carry out detailed market analysis either, or make specific recommendations. All right, okay, now we've got the caveats out of the way. Let's see if there's any information in this answer. Well, it's given us a bit of a background here. It's also suggested some places that we might want to look, and it's recommended going to use Google. Then it's suggested that we do some due diligence, use social media analytics, and SEMrush, which, by the way, you can get a free trial of at thankyouninjas.com. But has it given us any businesses? No. Now, to be fair, when you choose Gemini 2.0 Flash, it does say experimental model might not work as expected, and I'm pretty disappointed with this initial result. But we're gonna do some more tests in a second. Let's see if it can bring it back. Let's compare this with Gemini 1.5 Pro with deep research. I've asked it exactly the same question, but the process here is quite different. It actually goes and builds a research plan. So it takes my query and it then decides which steps it's going to go through in its plan. I can then approve that plan and start the research. What it does then is crazy. Gemini goes deep into the internet. Look at this, it's researched 147 different websites. Think about how long this would have taken me to go through all of this research to try and find these target companies. This is an absolutely mammoth piece of work, and it takes ages in internet terms. You got to leave this for like 5 minutes to come up with this answer. But when you do get the answer, hopefully it saved you a whole bunch of time, because there's no way I could have gone through all of these. So let's see how good the answer itself is. So you've got a nice research report. It's also trying to now sell me on the benefits of solar panel installation. Well, thank you. I'm already looking for a solar business, so I probably know this stuff. So there is a lot of sort of preamble here that feels unnecessary. And as we'll see in some later searches, this can be quite annoying. But what about the results? It's found us one company that can do this. It's given us loads of detail about them, including how much they've raised, what their market share is or not, growth potential, competitive advantages, and it's even given us some insight into their digital marketing. But actually, if you have a look at one of the sources of the information about their website, it's actually a different website. It's completely irrelevant. So whilst this looks like a really great answer, I'm not blown away by this at all. So that's both Gemini models yet to impress me, but let's see if they can come back in some future searches. What about Perplexity? We ask exactly the same question. It's actually broken this search into 3 components, and then it's run separate searches for all of those. It's read information on different websites for each of these 3 searches, and then it's compiled all of this into a table where it's suggested 4 different businesses. Now, one of these businesses doesn't have a particularly great review rating, so I'm kind of a little bit disappointed by that, but it has given me some very clear suggestions, and although it can't find the revenue data, it has given me some indication about size. So I think this is a much better response, and I'm expecting Google to improve both of their. And I think if Google is going to roll this functionality out into AI overviews, it needs to get closer to this than what Gemini is currently doing. Let's do another search, a more product-focused search. And this is actually one that's very specific to me. My sit-stand desk is creaking and it makes a weird noise in videos. Check this out. See what I mean? Pretty weird noise. So I think it's because it only has one set of legs at the back, so when I lean on the front, it bends. Anyway, could you help me find some alternatives, ideally with a cable hide at the back? Again, this is a long compound search of exactly the type of search that people would make through a voice search tool. So the Gemini 2 results, and remember these are the ones that we're expecting to be built into AI overviews early next year, is pretty good. I've said my current desk has only got one set of legs, so can you find me one that has more than one set of legs? It's agreed with my diagnosis. A single set of legs can definitely cause stability issues. And then it's given me a whole bunch of desks that have single set of legs. It's even said, with 2 sets of legs. No, that's definitely 1 set of legs. But it's pretty cool being able to see the products inside the search. I'm gonna be honest, I prefer regular Google search results to this. I don't think this is ready to influence purchase decisions. Let's have a look and see how the deep research model did instead. So again, I've given it the same prompt. It's gone and designed a plan for this research project. I've approved the plan. And then it's gone and reviewed 114 websites. Now, if it's reviewed 114 websites, surely I'm gonna get some banging recommendations here, because this is way more research than even I would do for a sit-stand desk. Let's have a look at the answer. And here it is. Why choose a sit-stand desk? All right, I know. Factors to consider. Yep, I know. We got some specific product recommendations here, so I can go through and have a look at those if I want to. That's pretty cool, although it'd be great to actually see these products. Got loads of stuff about different types of cable management and all that. We've got this table comparing all of these different products, which I actually quite like the format of. It would be great to actually see these products, and it would be great to be able to click through and buy them if I wanted to, which I would expect is something that Google will build into the AI overviews through either ads or through organic product listings. So I think there's potential here, but at the moment, it's not quite better than just a regular Google search. Let's see how Perplexity does instead. So same query, it's broken this down into subtopics, it's done the research, and it's given me some recommendations. Again, I've got a comparison table here. Now Perplexity, because I'm using a US VPN, is also recommending me products, and I can click through to go straight through to these products on the site. I can actually just buy this through the search results. I don't even need to visit the product page. I think that this is a really interesting glimpse into the potential future of search if Google starts building in this type of thing, which it quite easily could. Google has way more product data than Perplexity does, and it's got way more advertisers than Perplexity does. One final search before we wrap up, and this is a bit of a commercial search. Which companies can help me with generative engine optimizations? This is a new field helping businesses to get featured in these search results, and this is really going to be one of the key battlegrounds in the future of marketing. So how do we get your business, your products, your services recommended when people are doing their research and efficient doing their shopping in these AI tools. So Gemini 2.0 Flash, which is the one with the reasoning, gives some great recommendations here. I particularly like this recommendation. Nice one, Gemini Flash. Not a huge amount of information about these businesses, but it has given us a list of companies that do actually offer this service. Let's see what Gemini 1.5 Pro with deep research does. So again, same question. It's done a vast amount of research on 100 websites. Just think how long this would take. And it's come up with this research project thing, which gives a whole bunch of unnecessary preamble about the history of generative engine optimization, and then a table of recommendations. And I particularly like this recommendation here. A lot of information to fight through there, and a lot of the deep research stuff feels unnecessary. What about Perplexity? I particularly like this recommendation here. So I think this is a real mixed bag. Obviously, these models are released very early, and they're going to improve before Google rolls them into the AI overviews, right? Currently, for me, they're not quite there yet, but there is promise in this approach. And we can see from Perplexity that embedding some of these technologies makes the search results much better. So the trillion-dollar question, what do we as businesses and marketers need to do to prepare for this new world where Google search changes so dramatically? Well, we are entering the era of GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. This is going to become one of a business's top digital marketing priorities going forward. This is a new era in digital marketing. These tools aren't using just SEO principles to recommend products, businesses, and services. They're using a different set of criteria. They're doing a lot more research before recommending a particular business, product, or service. So your business needs to be ready for that. Last week, we released a really detailed webinar showing exactly how to use generative engine optimization, how to get started. So my top advice is to go and watch that. If you want some help from the team here at Exposure Ninja, you can request a free website and marketing review. We'll take a look at your digital marketing, including your visibility in AI search tools, and put together a video plan showing you exactly what to do over the next 12 months to increase your visibility and get more leads and sales through your website. Now, not everybody is eligible for this, so you do need to apply for this at exposureninja.com/review, but it's a fantastic service, so you should definitely go and do that. Until next time, see you soon.